Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Dipti Kulkarni, lecturer, Department of Physics, KLS Kokte PU College, Belgavi. In continuation with my earlier video on second chapter, electrostatic potential and capacitance. So this is my fifth lecture from the same chapter. In the last video, we discussed polar and non-polar molecules as well as dielectrics. Dielectrics are nothing but they are the insulators. Polar and non-polar molecules are nothing but the positive and negative charges. If they are separated from each other, such molecules are called polar. If they coincide on each other, such molecules are called non-polar molecules. Okay. In this video, we are going to discuss first how we can develop the dipole moment in the polar and non-polar dielectrics. Okay. As we know, the polar dielectric have a permanent dipole moment. Okay. This point also we discussed in the previous video. Okay. So here I compared two diagrams. Okay. So in the first figure, we can observe the dipoles how they are randomly arranged. Okay. In the second figure, they arrange in a systematic manner. Okay. This first figure is in the absence of electric field, and in the second figure, this figure shows that it is in presence of external electric field. Okay. Suppose if we apply the electric field to these dipoles, then they orient themselves in the systematic manner. Okay. So here there is no electric field. For the same dipoles, if we apply the external electric field, they orient in a systematic manner. Okay. This is due to what? This is due to the external electric field, and this arrow shows the direction of the electric field. So here these positive negative charges shows the electric field, and this P is the notation for the dipole moment, and this is the direction of the dipole moment. In the first case, dipole moment is equal to 0, P is equal to 0. Okay. So this is due to what? Absence of electric field. So this is due to the presence of the external electric field. Okay. So in this way, the dipole moment is developed. So this process is called polarization. This process is called what? Polarization. So we are going to learn the same polarization method or the process for the non-polar dielectrics also. So you just carefully see these two diagrams. Again, this is absence of electric field, this is presence of electric field. So here these are the non-polar dielectrics or non-polar molecules, and when we apply the external electric field, the non-polar molecules or the dielectrics where the positive negative charges are coincided on each other, here they get separated. Okay. So they separated from each other. So this is due to what? This is due to the external field, electric field. So in absence of electric field, the centers of positive and negative charges of the molecules non-polar dielectric coincide. Now the dielectric is said to be polarized, hence the net dipole moment is developed in non-polar dielectric when placed in an external electric field. So in the non-polar dielectric also, dipole moment is developed when we apply the external electric field. Okay. Then how we express the same concept in the expression form? Electric polarization or polarization density. Electric polarization is a dipole moment that developed per unit volume of the dielectric when placed in an external electric field. So P is equal to dipole moment of dielectric divided by volume of dielectric. Okay. So this is very, very important expression which we have to remember. Next one, dielectric strength. Dielectric strength means what? It is defined as the electrical strength of an insulating material. Okay. And it is measured as the maximum voltage required to produce dielectric breakdown through a material. Okay. Or we can also say that it is a maximum value of electric field strength of applied field up to which the dielectric breakdown not take place. Okay. Then what is the SI unit of dielectric strength? SI unit of dielectric strength is volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. Another interesting topic, that is capacitance of a capacitor. Let us understand first what is capacitor. So, which is very popular word, capacitor. In physics we frequently use this capacitor, resistor, okay, battery, okay. So, capacitor is a component, okay. So, it is a device where we store the charges or the electrical energy is stored. So, capacitor is a device. Then what is capacitance? It is the ratio of the amount of electric charge stored on a conductor to a difference in electric potential. So, that is nothing but what? Capacitance. So, suppose if we consider here two conductors. So, these are irregular in the shape. So, these are the metal plates. We can consider these are the metal plates or two conductors where the charges are accumulated on the surface of the conductor. So, you can see in this diagram, charges are accumulated here, positive and negative charges. So, plus Q, minus Q. V1 and V2 are the potentials of these two conductors. Then what is potential difference of these two conductors? V is equal to V1 minus V2. This V is nothing but it is a potential difference. V is a potential difference between the plates. Okay. So, now the charge of the capacitor, what is the net charge of this capacitor? Definitely it is 0. Okay. Now, where we use these capacitors, okay, that is very, very important. Okay. Before learning that, let us understand first how the potential and charge both are related with each other. Okay. So, V is a potential difference, as we already studied. V is a potential difference between the conductors or the plates, and Q is the charge of the capacitor. Then potential difference V is directly proportional to Q. V is directly proportional to Q, implies V is equal to Q by C. V is equal to Q by C. Okay. If we remove this proportionality sign, then we have to add one constant value, proportionality constant value, that is nothing but C. C is nothing but it is a capacitance of a capacitor. So, implies, next step, we can write the same expression in this way also. Capacitance of a capacitor C is equal to Q by V. Q by V, where Q is what? It is the charge of the capacitor. V is the potential difference between the conductors. Okay. And C is the capacitance of the capacitor. Next one, how actually the capacitors are in general having a different values and different shapes. Okay. These are the capacitors of different values and different shapes. Okay. So, I think you might have seen this type of component, okay, in any home appliances or any electronic devices. So, I had taken few examples here where we can see these capacitors. Okay. This is the circuit symbol of a capacitor. Two equal parallel lines shows what? It is a circuit symbol for the capacitor. Whenever we draw the circuit diagram, suppose if we are introducing the capacitor, then we have to draw in this way. The next definition for the capacitance of the capacitor. It is defined as the ratio of the charge on the capacitor to the potential difference between the two plates of the capacitor. It is defined as the ratio of the charge on the capacitor to the potential difference between the two plates of the capacitor. So, capacitance is equal to charge on the capacitor divided by potential difference. Charge on the capacitor divided by potential difference implies C is equal to Q by V. C is equal to Q by V. This is very, very important expression. Okay, using this expression we can remember the definition also. Okay, now it is a quiz time. Based on this video I have prepared few questions which are very simple and easy. First one, dielectric are the dash which transmit electric effects without conducting the charges. Question number 2, SI unit of dielectric strength dash. Question number 3, expression for capacitance of capacitor. Pause the video, read the questions carefully and try to answer. First answer, insulators. Second one, volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. Third one, C is equal to Q by V. I hope you understood the concepts properly. If you need further question and answers from the second chapter, please go through the link given below. Thank you.